Alright, hello. My name is Asher, and it's been a while. I'm sure anyone who's following this podcast has probably forgotten about it, but welcome to is probably your Spotify recents, and we're back to a semi-regular upload schedule. I'm going to try to have it weekly instead of monthly. I actually don't remember what I was doing before. I think I was doing it monthly, but I could be wrong. Anyway, starting a couple weeks ago, we've actually been playing this campaign again, but a few things have changed, so I feel like we're going to have another one of these kind of intermission, beginning type introductions, like episode 17. So firstly, the first session we returned, the funniest thing in the world happened. The recording did not do the thing it was supposed to do, and it did not properly record. Fortunately, you didn't miss much. I can actually summarize it very quickly for you after this spiel I have prepared for you. So we'll get to that when we do. Secondly, and most likely the most important change is the fact that the character Tariq is no longer being played by the same IRL player, Susie, who previously played them. They're no longer in the campaign. For those who don't know, this campaign's been going on for more than 2 years. The YouTube or Spotify upload dates do not match the original date of the videos. I started uploading this in 2022, I think? 2022 or 2021, something like that. It is probably the first thing I've ever worked on to actually upload. It was like late junior year of high school when we started playing, or I should say planning this campaign. But yeah, a lot of players have actually dropped the campaign over the years. We actually lost 2 players earlier a year and a half ago, and now we've lost another one recently. But we found replacements. For instance, we've needed to find a replacement for the character Tariq, which we have done. So I would like to introduce to the table, drum roll please, my friend Joey. I guess our friend Joey. Who you may or may not know if you're a fan of the main YouTube channel I run, Chegs. He's a relatively active person in those videos. Anyway, let's get to brass tacks here. Joey is both new to Gurps, but is also new to role-playing, and, now let's get down to brass tacks. Joey is new to both Gurps, and he's also incredibly new to role-playing in general, especially within the somewhat serious environment we try to foster during our sessions. Plus, it's online, so it's never super easy for someone to blend in to role-playing. Also, it's really, really hard to role-play somebody else's character. This was very evident when we tried to find a Graham replacement, but we've moved on from trying to find a Graham replacement just to making Graham a GM PC, just because trying to fit more characters into a story that is already so convoluted is becoming incredibly difficult, and it also makes scheduling a pain the more players you add. So back to Joey. He'll likely need several sessions to warm up to be at a good spot for active role-playing, so please do not expect Tariq to be, himself. Expect him to be very quiet and probably silent for most of the sessions upcoming, which I can understand can be a little abnormal and maybe even jarring given the circumstances of what is going to happen. And I hope that doesn't ruin your immersion from the podcast, but more importantly, we hope that you do enjoy this final half of the adventure we're working on. We have never had a campaign like this before, and likely never will for the rest of our lives. We've never had a campaign last this long, outpace the campaign's in-game time with IRL years. And we are very committed to finishing this, so that's why we've invited Joey to play one of the most critical characters that we simply just cannot basically do what we did for Nikki, where the player who played Nikki was stepping out, and then we were able to replace Nikki with another player, with another character entirely. Unfortunately, that was not a good option for Joey, because of how important Tariq is, especially in this last half. So we're just sending it, and I really, really hope you enjoy what is coming. Our goal is to get out of Penright. Um, I think we're 3 or 4 weeks in right now, and we're still not out of Penright. So, spoiler alert, that's still happening. But yes, we're gonna get out of Penright, and we're gonna finish this thing up. I'm so excited to finish this journey, and I'm ready for that satisfaction of actually ending the campaign. I'm hyped, probably just as much as you are. Yeah. Anyway, so with that out of the way, let me just give you a quick, brief summary of what happened on our very first session back. The party awoke in Naren's Keep, learning that there was an execution for the westerling known as Jrock, who had been a member of Carmen's camp. Carmen had seen him around making food and stuff like that. Carmen's camp was recently burned down, and it was suspected that Jrock was the person who did it, because he's a westerling, and it was a green fire, which only westerlings typically know how to put together. The party travels to where the execution is supposed to be held. However, they noticed 2 guards harassing a family over taxes that had been already paid. These guards were kind of revealed to be those underneath Garth Tarlin, the other Duke of Penright. So the party decides to confront the guards, which leads to an all-out brawl on the streets, which sparks a riot that the party quickly avoids. Arriving at the execution grounds, the party meets up with Graham, who's been found by Naren's guard detail, and they also sit with Carmen in nobility seating. And then it's revealed that the man to be executed is in fact not the same as Jrock, according to Carmen. And she begs for his release, but her voice is overwhelmed by the very bloodthirsty crowd. So essentially, Naren kills an innocent man. Everyone in the stands thinking this is Jrock, but obviously we, the party members, are inclined to believe Carmen that this person that Naren just killed is in fact not the westerling Jrock. And then literally the episode just takes off. Episode 2, and I wouldn't say episode, the second session we've done will take off right after that moment. So I will let you enjoy the actual episode and stop talking your ear off. Anyway, I hope this is the last time I have to do one of these introduction spiels. I wish you a very good day.
The body of an possibly innocent westerling man swaying from the gallows as over hundreds, potentially like 1,000 people cheered on, and you guys watched from the elevated position with all of the nobles and wealthy elite. And Carmen turned as the man was revealed and told you that she believed that it was not the westerling that they were looking for. And as she continued to scream and flee the stands, she was taken by some of Naren's guards and dragged out of view. So, what would you guys like to do?
I'm just gonna kind of look to Pierre for some guidance here, because I have no fucking clue what's happening.
Pierre he notices your eye contact, and he looks at you, and you could tell if there's some hesitation. He's honestly a bit shocked, you can tell, but he seems rather like he's just trying to remain calm and, like, just focus on, like, letting the crowd yell and scream, and he looks like he's looking for Naren now. He's trying to spot where Naren is so he can walk over.
So Naren is, like, on the stage where the gallows are, or, like, the gallow is just one, dressed in his elegant, like, his most elegant clothing, and you're probably 50 to 100 yards away once you're at the bottom of the stands. There's also most of the seats in these stands are taken. So that's just to describe the scene. Yeah, Naren is on the stage, and there's also obviously a giant crowd between the bottom of the stands and the stage.
Does he looked at us at all as far as we've seen, or no? Just
He hasn't
noticed
looked
us?
towards anyone in particular.
Okay.
He didn't seem particularly focused on you guys or anything.
Is he like smiling widely at the entire thing?
He's standing stoically, staring, focused, trying. It seems like he's standing stoically, staring out into the crowd, and sort of his chest puffed out, standing as tall as he can.
What a rooster!
Yes, exactly.
I'm assuming that we can't really like hear each other over the roar of the crowd.
When you yell to each other, you can hear each other, but yeah, the crowd
Okay.
is electrified.
Oh,
Pierre will look at everyone and ask, "Should we head back to the keep?"
um,
I'm just gonna, Rook's just gonna nod.
should we make an appearance with Naren first? Oh no.
It doesn't seem like he's looking for us.
Fair enough.
He probably would have mentioned it to us beforehand anyway. If you
Yeah,
wanted
I'm on
to.
then. That makes sense. Alright. That was one hell of an adventure to get here. It feels bad leaving immediately, but... Alright. Don't mind my voice change. I forget the voice I usually have. My bad.
Just a little bit of shock.
Well, at least we've got Graham now.
Yes,
We've got
Graham is
fucking
here.
Graham. Yeah.
Are you gonna
Graham
Asshole.
seems conflicted. His face seems like he's introspective.
uh,
You're gonna come back with us, right, Graham?
He looks to you, his eyes squint, and he nods once.
Good.
okay. Wait, is the food here, is it free? Do we not have to pay?
We already ate.
We've already eaten you. Food.
Okay.
It's also
but
free at the keep.
Oh, true, it's fair to keep. Never mind, that's fine. We can go. Look, I just...
Do we have to pay?
Look, I have $0 to my name. I'll do what I can.
What?
Is this free?
Okay, so would you guys like to leave?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. So
Leave
you
Carmen
guys...
to her doom.
Yes?
Sorry.
No, what were you saying?
I said we leave Carmen to her doom. She's been dragged on. We're
we
just
tried to-
leaving.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
The party marches their way down the stands. There's a bit of a line forming as people begin to leave. It seems like some people are sticking around. Some people are a bit more eager. You see some of the one of them like merchants or nobles, somebody wealthy, well dressed in front of you, leaves. It's this late-aged man. He's mid to late 50s, with a wife with gray hair. They're walking arm in arm, and as they walk out, you see there is a wagon waiting for them, and they board. And there's two horses. There's a horse on either side with armed and armored guards on the horses on either side. And the wagon rolls out, and you see lots of people are like moving to meet up with like their guard detachments as they leave. And so you guys step out of the stands. Are you guys going straight to the keep?
I would assume so.
Yeah, why not?
Yes. Let's
All right.
not fight guards this time around.
You guys head straight to the keep.
Wait.
Let's see.
Wait. Hold on.
Yep.
Sorry, I had a small idea.
I like ideas,
Mm-hmm.
especially when they keep us in Penright.
I'm gonna say it's okay for now.
Reuse.
So we can keep moving.
Okay. So you guys are walking. You leave. You see some people from like the edges of the crowd are dispersing as well. After about like 5-ish minutes of walking, Graham looks to the rest of you and says, "Did Carmen say that was an innocent man?"
It appears she did. I can't speak for myself if I know or not, though.
I don't know
Then
if she said he was innocent or not, but she definitely said that it wasn't the person that she knew. Wasn't the one that she thought burned down the camp.
we should speak to her and to Naren. Something doesn't seem right.
If we're gonna speak to Naren, at least we need to figure out what we're going to say, because this deal's almost done. I'd like to see the end of it and not disrupt it. We're so close to getting out of here, Graham. Just hold out, would you?
He failed his self-control roll. Graham looks to you, he says, if that was an innocent man, Naren just murdered an innocent man, a westerling nonetheless, and he looks to Tariq when he says that. He needs to be brought to justice.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, what can we do to bring him to justice?
I mean, we have to make sure it was an innocent man first. He could be the guilty one.
We don't know enough about the
situation.
Listen,
not seen it.
We don't know anything about the situation. We know that the person, Drock, that wasn't him. Regardless, somebody was killed today, and a lot of people are happy. Listen, I understand that this is 100% Naren's doing. We cannot disrupt what we've been doing. We've been working so hard to just leave Penright. We actually have a journey that we need to go complete. We don't have enough time to take a duke to justice. What are we gonna do? March in there and demand his head? No. We gotta do our. We gotta exactly, Rogue. We have to do our job, and I'm sorry if that upsets you or makes you uncomfortable, but we really do have to get this over with. I don't care if it's hard for you, but we have to.
Do you have any influence skills?
Yes, I have diplomacy and psychology, and I could also roll philosophy to
roll.
Don't you have leadership as well?
Oh, I also have leadership, but that's more so for directing people to do stuff.
Okay, I just didn't know if that would play.
Roll.
I think I did mute that one. I did.
So your leadership. Probably diplomacy, yeah. Roll diplomacy -2.
Got it. Rolling for a 10. Let's see how bad I fucked this up.
It's gonna be 6.
Like a 50-50.
11!
Oh, evil.
It is our duty as law-abiding citizens to do our due diligence and this doesn't sound like Graham and investigate investigate this as much as we can and figure out what is going on.
No.
I don't feel comfortable working for a man who kills innocents for no reason.
I have a solution. Ready? We don't actually have to work for him. All you need to do is practice a ritual or a spell and produce a magical wagon with a bunch of people to take us to the Western Wall. We don't have to work with Naren. But if you can't do that, we have to work with him. That's a final say.
There is maybe an alternative.
Penright goes 4 sessions longer.
You remember I met with that trying to find his
Sorry,
name.
ignore that. There's fucking automatic fucking ads in this thing. Pisses me off.
You remember I met with that merchant. Helman was his name.
Holy fuck, Graham did that? Oh my god, I'm sorry.
No, Graham didn't do that.
Sorry, yes, I remember.
We wrote him off, and I don't trust him, but I certainly don't trust him any less than I trust Naren. Maybe I could find a way to speak with him again, find something we can do, and he has lots of wealth.
You know what I'm gonna say.
But what's important is that if Naren did kill an innocent man, we can't let that stay silent. We can't let him get away with it.
Pierre almost looks indifferent to what you just said.
But for now, we'll get to the keep, and we will find out what happened and what is going on.
Alright.
And so you walk for another 50 minutes through the city. You guys have been walking for hours.
Bless you.
Sorry.
When he sneezes, the rest of the party blesses her. It's a very charming moment.
Where the party doesn't all insult Junia at once.
May the God Emperor be with you.
I like that. It's about 2 hours afternoon, and you guys arrive back at the keep. it doesn't appear, as you're walking through the courtyard and everything, and the whole entrance, you don't see Naren or any of his, or Jarlin or Flay. You don't see anyone you recognize in the courtyard or in your whole way in. So as you guys enter the keep, you're in the main entrance hall. Where would you like to go? What would you like to say? What would you like to do? Tariq, do you have any thoughts on the innocent Westerling man killed? Tariq has stayed quiet and seems very reflective, thinking of what Graham has said and everything, and the whole situation. But yeah, where would you guys like to go? What would the party like to? How would the party like to proceed?
Sorry, just give me 1 second. I'm writing notes.
I'm just thinking here. It's been a while.
I just pulled that out of nowhere. I was like, all right, Graham spoke to him, and he does have lots of.
Yeah.
How late is it? 2 p.m.
Probably be a while before Naren is back. We do want to meet with him when he is. Should we have someone notify Naren that we wish to speak with him when he returns?
Yes, that would be a good idea. We should also figure out... Actually, Graham, now that you're here, do you mind telling me where you exactly were, just in case you ever sneak off again?
It's a smithy owned by an old man, an old blacksmith. I don't know the city very well. I know how to get there. I can't really... Let me think about how to describe how to get there.
You could just tell. You could just say he gives you the instructions.
No, but I was rolling IQ to see if he knows how.
Or the name.
You know the square we were just at.
Yes.
Aye.
The Green Commons, I think. From there, it's walk probably 15-20 minutes towards the river. There's a large section with lots of blacksmiths. Perhaps half a dozen. It's one of the smithies there.
Understood. Thank you for telling me. But Roke, yeah, it's a great idea. We should let someone know that we wish to make presence in court when Naren arrives. For now, we need to keep our noses clean, as I've informed you. And Graham, if it will make you happy, instead of asking Naren, maybe we can talk to Jarlin or Clay or any of the people that were actually the ones to capture this, Westerling, that wasn't Jirok. I mean, if they're around, we can maybe ask them if that will make you feel better, if we can get to the bottom of it. But if they get hostile or they get defensive, I don't suggest that we pursue any further.
Should I ask around?
Sure. Just please don't butcher this.
Not grab too much attention, especially.
Graham nods and says, "You know me," and he turns and he walks in a random direction to keep that you're not very familiar with.
Oh God, I feel we've made a terrible mistake.
We're never seeing him again.
He's gonna get himself killed.
You guys are gonna wander in the dungeons and find him locked in his skull, missing all of his limbs.
Yeah.
Like, just a scratch.
This is just a flesh wound. So it's 2 p.m. What are we even planning to talk about to Naren? Do we know what he wants from us?
I'm interested in figuring out what's left for us to do before we get out of here. I need to get an understanding of what else he will want from us, because I imagine if we don't speak up, we're gonna get dragged like a ball and chain around until he's satisfied with us. We need to at some point put our foot down and say, hey, we've done enough. Give us what we want. Problem is we don't have don't have a lot of ground to stand on, since a lot of us don't have much to our name. I'm thinking, if possible, we could try scrounging up a little bit of things we may need from the adventure, just in or around the court. I don't know how much access or allowance we have here, but maybe if you guys can get your hands on better weaponry or something to that end.
I feel we won't have access until we've done whatever Naren wants.
In all fairness, Junia, we won't know until we know. So, and just in case things go south with Graham or with Graham, I'd like us to be more prepared than we currently are. So even if that means taking a risk, I'd rather you do it now than when we're, being sent to the gallows with that guy.
All right. Sure. Okay. Don't know what much better bow I could find, but...
Do you have a bow?
Oh, wait. Yeah.
You have a...
I somehow didn't lose it.
You have a bow and arrows?
Yeah, I have like 4 arrows left, actually, I think.
Do you have do you have any weapons, Rogue?
Yeah, I have my rapier.
You have your rapier?
Yeah.
Tariq, do you have anything?
Always.
Tariq has a rusted short sword.
I had this weird notion that none of us had anything except for me.
I didn't know that Junie had a bow.
You never made me lose it, also, so... you just saw I had 900 gold, and you were like, okay, you lose your 900 gold. There you go. That's what you did during that fucking river.
Okay,
let me decide, you know what, fuck you, zero money.
Let me retcon this a little bit. How about, instead of focusing on weaponry, see if you can do any odd jobs around the court. See if you can make a little bit of cash, just to spend with. I don't want to be asking Naren right now for money. But just... Maybe if you can find some odd jobs, something around the court, maybe an advisor wants something. You guys all have your skill sets. I believe in you. You could do this, okay?
I'm gonna actually stand there kind of silently for a second, and then do a double take and be like, right now?
Yes, right now. And then I'm gonna go tell someone to come find us, but stay in the court so we can actually.
I got a wonderful idea.
I'm gonna turn around and just walk in another random direction.
Okay.
Oh my god,
Jack.
Yes.
I want to head to the training yard where I trained archery with some of the soldiers last time.
Yes.
I've got a great idea.
All right, we'll start with that then.
Okay.
Junia, you...
No, we all know... Sorry.
You make your way to the training yard. You're there.
Alright.
Now, we all know...
We all know that soldiers fucking love gambling. It's one of their favorite pastimes. Now, how many people are around there right now?
You see 3 men.
Only 3? Damn.
2 of them are practicing archery, and one of them is standing behind them instructing them. As you approach closer, you see that the man instructing them is Flay.
Ah, yes, Flay. Okay. He can't possibly be that good at archery.
Lantern.
Okay. Alright. I want to approach him.
Okay, yeah, you approach, and without looking, Flay says, Junia, come out to join us again?
Aye. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Just like that. Fuck it. What are you
Flay pats both men on the soldiers and says, I've been saying you've been shooting like girls, but I'd be doing Junia here a disservice. Show him how it's done, Junia.
Oh, fuck. Damn it. Damn you, Jack. Okay, it's fine. Alright. You know what?
You could just say no.
No, I've got an idea.
No, I'm
good. I've got an idea. No, I've got an idea. So, you 2 boys.
These 2 young men turn to you.
How do you think I shoot? Just asking.
What'd you ask?
So, I was good. How skillful you think I am?
They look at each other and then look at Flay. They seem like they don't really know what to say. And one of them says, I don't know, ma'am.
You do want to do
don't know who you are.
No, that's fine. That's fair enough. You do want to do a small wager? I love doing that.
Look at each other. They seem unsure. And Flay steps forward and says, what are you thinking?
Oh. Back at the city, I don't know. Okay, important question. Mm-hmm. Guards here, how are they equipped usually, from what I've seen? Do most have helmets for free or no?
Most have helmets, most have, chainmail. Okay. Some have plate armor, heavily armored, especially, like melee, sort of like the more elite guards. Lauren's covered in plate armor. You've never seen his face. You've seen his eyes through the slits of his helmet, that's about it.
Okay.
So it varies, but generally, Flay has, usually just wears, leather armor. And the 2 men here, are actually wearing as they're training. But generally, soldiers have like mail armor. Like
Okay.
chainmail, maybe some gloves, maybe some leather.
Okay, so it's time to take a real fucking. Oh god. Okay. I really need to think because
Okay.
if I fail this, I may just inherently go into debt without like being able to pay the wages. I may just do it on credit and hope that like I just win. It could work.
What's the interest rate going to be on this loan?
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. They'll never know. I'll win, so they'll never know I'm broke. That's how it works. Oh, Joey's gone.
Joey crashed.
Okay, I'll
The
wait
car.
for a second.
Nothing but-
Oh fuck. Okay, this could be a terrible idea, but it could make us money. Okay. What are you thinking?
Joe's getting on his computer.
Just thinking a bit.
How about this? Flay says. You see, he walks over across the yard and reaches into like a basket and pulls out an apple. And he walks over to this. There's a barrel on the other side of the yard. And he plops the apple on top of the barrel. And he looks at you and he calls over from standing next to the barrel. Step back. More.
I
More.
take a step back. All right.
Back
Follow it.
farther and farther and farther
Uh-huh.
until you're. Hold on. Casually looks at range table. You are like 30 to 40 yards. 30 or 40 is the question.
30 and 40 are both the same. 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 70.
I think, Asher, isn't it how it works that once you pass the max, it immediately steps to the next until you hit that next max? In the range table?
Could you explain what the fuck you just said?
Like, the range table, it's -7 from 30 yards and -8 50 yards. So if you're 40 yards...
If you're 40 yards away, it's -8.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's confusing. The table's confusing.
How many times can you aim again? Let me double check.
I think you can aim 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say 40 yards away. So it's going to be -8. And then the apple is also small, so it's a size modifier of -1.
Okay, so -9.
You know what? I'm going to be generous. I'm going to say you're 30 yards.
Okay,
So
so
-8.
-8. And then it's... Let me check combat real quick. It's the aim. First aid surgery. Control F, aim. It's not in here. Is it?
Yeah, you
this
can
one?
aim 3 times.
Okay. And it's a
And-
+1 each.
Unless your bow has an accuracy modifier.
Let me check.
Usually,
Oh,
It's a
that's
normal
fine.
bow, so I don't think so.
usually bows have an
Yeah,
accuracy of
I
something.
kind of doubt it.
Alright, so it's...
Oh, it has accuracy too.
Accuracy 2? Let me check.
So the first one is 2, and the next one would be +1 each. So if you aim for 3 seconds, you'll be at -4.
Okay, it's not that bad, you know? It's not... It could be worse.
Oh yeah.
Could be worse.
He says,
Alright.
he calls out to you. All right, stop right there. 1 silver piece says you can't hit this apple.
Yeah, you know what?
You know what? 100. You know what? Yeah, he says 1 silver piece. It's $100, Junior.
Oh shit, okay.
You're about to go to $100 in debt.
Yeah, I am. Alright. Don't worry, I got you. Alright.
He's also standing right next to the barrel.
You see Junior stretching a bit? Alright. Boys, let me show you how it's done. Alright, so
They seem
I pick-
very invested.
I pick up my bow, draw it, and aim, times 3. 3 seconds is not that long, admittedly, just to aim. And, Junior just takes a deep breath, and chucks the arrow. 4! most legendary shot
Never
ever.
doubted you for a second. That's my Junior.
Junia, you've never felt so relaxed taking a shot. You step back, your shoulders slouch down and relax. You feel all of your muscles loosen up, and you take a deep breath and focus. You don't even know how much time has passed. It's been several seconds, beyond 3, 4, 5. It feels like an eternity as you're focusing, and everything else around you blurs until you can only see that apple. As you close your eyes, let go, and as soon as you let go of this string, without even opening your eyes, you know it's going to contact. And you keep your eyes closed and listening with your ear, and hear it make contact as it slices through the skin of the apple with a satisfying thunk. And you hear the apple roll and fall off the barrel and thump against the ground. And you hear the two like junior soldiers go, "Oh my god, that was amazing! Wow, that was wow!" And when you open your eyes, you're smiling, and Flay is beaming from ear to ear. And he walks over, and he's slow clapping as he walks over, and he reaches into his bag. He walks over to where his bag is and his equipment is set up, and he reaches into his bag, and he walks over. He flicks a silver coin to you, and it.
I catch it with 2 fingers. No, you can give me that one. You can give me that one.
You bite it, and it's real. So you can tell it's real silver. Stuff it away. He looks to you and says, "That was perfect form. I haven't seen someone shoot like that besides myself in a long time. You're from out west, right?"
Aye.
And
Up
when
north
he
of
asks
Haven.
that, Junia, roll IQ +4.
Oh no.
Turns out that you're actually from the east.
Whoa. Turns out I actually confused east and west because I was dyslexic. Success by 2.
When he asks that, it clicks in your mind. You realize that he has a thin accent. He must be from west of the Donna.
Okay. Oh, wait. Up what? You too? How'd you know?
Accent gives it away.
Fair enough. I should
Also-
notice that on you as well.
I've been talking with all of you, and it's pretty easy to figure out after a while. I mean, the westerling you can pinpoint immediately, but
I know, that guy's from the east, actually. You wouldn't know.
Yes.
Alright. Where'd you learn to shoot like that on your part?
Me. God. Well, I'm looking at the map above me, trying to figure out where he's from.
Gil!
Oh, that could be cool. Yeah.
The wind speaks to the wind.
I'm originally from the Cliffs of Gale. Not from the city itself, but a small farming village to the east. Actually, a small fishing village from the east, or east of it. And as a young boy, mustn't have been a day older, 13, 14 years of age, I decided to wander and see the world. And I wandered the west. I took the road, traveled to Rudo, saw Cario, traveled through the woods. It was years back before all of the thievery and banditry, piracy. And I met a man in the woods. I was a novice archer at best, and he changed my life. He taught me about philosophy and spirituality and archery and how they're all connected. Do you feel like an artist when you hold the bow? When you shoot the arrow, do you feel like a painter with his brush making the first stroke?
Somewhat, though I think it's more of a melody more than a painting. I'd say the swish from the arrow, especially, is
The ears
there's
are
a
important. You have to listen to the wind. I see that you have that in you. The moment you shot was the perfect moment. You closed your eyes as you shot. I saw it. You felt it. You were the arrow. It's, you remind me of myself when I was younger. Back in those days.
Coming from you, that's a compliment. I'll take it.
Well, tell me about yourself. And we'll cut away so we don't spend too much time.
All right, I've got another song.
Rogue Frazier.
Oh shit. Sorry, I was talking and I forgot I was muted. Hello.
What are you up to?
I have no clue, to be honest.
Yeah, me either, bro.
I walked away and I was thinking, wow, I don't know anything. I don't know what to do other than fight. I have
Tariq just
no
like
clue.
retired to his room.
Yeah. Let me think.
Wander the keep.
I'm wandering to keep. Yes.
Looking for anything interesting. Is there any type of room that you're trying to go to? Trying to.
It's hard to say. I don't want to copy Junia and just go to like. I don't think they have very many like rapier training areas because that's very this is very super exclusive. I'm not good at cooking. I can't help in that. I don't think they'd accept me.
As you're walking, you see Graham. By the way.
Oh, okay.
You're walking by. You see Graham walk up. There's this small, round woman, middle-aged, walking, carrying a bag of some sort of, if it's grains or flour or something, closed, but and you see he walks up and he says, "Excuse me, ma'am," and she stops and turns. "What do you want?" And he looks at her and says, "Do you know any information about westerling?" And she looks at him and goes, "No," and turns and walks away. And he looks at her and says, "Are you sure?" And she just ignores him and he keeps walking forward. And then he looks up and you see that he makes eye contact with.
You're cutting out a little bit. It might just be me though. Hold on. He makes eye contact with me and what?
He makes eye contact with you. End of sentence.
Figure anything out yet, Graham?
No, but hopefully more of his soldiers will arrive when he comes back. And I can ask them. Especially Jarlin.
Have you considered just going down to the dungeon to see if there's anyone there? I mean, they held him there overnight.
I did not.
There you go, buddy.
Would you like to come?
Sure.
You make your way through the keep, and he looks at you. He says, "Do you know how to get to the dungeons?"
Nope. I'll look around to see if there's like anyone nearby that we could ask.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of people nearby.
Okay. I'm just gonna like try and catch someone's attention and just ask them.
Yeah. Some young courtier is walking by. You see he's playing with like a piece of string in his fingers as he's around. Yeah. He's probably like early 20s, mid 20s.
Okay.
He seems to be of noble blood. He's very clean, well dressed, well groomed.
I'm just gonna kind of put my hand out and be like, "Excuse me, sir."
Yes, what is it?
I was requested to go down to the dungeon, but they failed to tell me where it is. Would you have any idea where that is?
Roll fast talk. -1.
-1? Okay. I almost did 3c6. I got a 5.
Marty's killing it today. Locking in. Yes. Oh, the dungeons. Oh, yes. Down this door, take a left. It'll be a long hallway. Make your way down. Take another left. Keep going forward. And there'll be a big iron door. There's usually a guard in front of it. There's usually a guard or two in front of it. So that's how you know you'll be at the right place.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, good sir. Have a fine day. He says this is what he
You as
wants
well.
from you.
I'm gonna turn to Graham and be like, now we know where it is. Down the hall to the left, down the hall to the left. Big iron door.
You follow the directions and make your way to a room, and you see a big iron door. There is a man wearing chainmail armor and a little pot helm with a spear. The spear's laying against the wall. He's sitting on a stool, looking pretty bored.
As I'm kind of walking up, I'm like, good day to you, sir.
He looks up to you. Says, yes? Thank you. You too.
Thank you. I'm just gonna walk up and I'm just gonna like stand in front of him. And I'm like, can I go inside or is that not allowed?
Who are you exactly?
Just passing by. Guest of Naren's right now.
I think you have the wrong place. This is the dungeons. I don't think you're trying to enter the dungeons.
I am.
All right. You're
Say-
guessing errands. You.
I'm just gonna interrupt and be like, say, do you know anything about that westerling that they brought in? I just got back from his execution and I'm very curious about him.
I don't know much. I saw him get dragged in here.
By who?
The blasted fool kept yelling about his innocence. They all do that. Interesting though. They took him in through the back way. I was on duty in the other door, so nobody could really see him. They usually don't take prisoners in this way.
They brought him through this door or the other door?
No, this door is for jailers. The other door is usually where there's the
You
third
have-
door. The third door is when they bring in the prisoners. They don't want nobody to see. You know what I'm saying? They brought him into
Yeah.
the third door.
That is strange. Maybe they didn't want to upset people because he's a westerling and those aren't very
There are
common.
4 doors.
Maybe there's 5.
No, there's definitely not 5.
Okay. Well,
No, there's 3.
okay.
He looks proud of himself at coming to that meeting.
I'm gonna try my best to like look very. I guess innocent is the best word. It just be like inconspicuous. Be like, I'm just so curious about it. Do you know who I could talk to that would know more?
You know what? Roll fast talk -2 again.
Okay. You realize my fast talk is like 16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I needed it because
I don't base modifiers off of
excessive
what
zero.
people have the skills at. I base it off of, like having
Excessive 0. I needed that. Oh wait, no. You said -2 or -1?
-2.
Fuck, failure.
He looks at you and said, and you were just right. He looks at you.
Yeah. Fuck. That bit me in the ass.
Even though a 10 is supposed to be a 50-50, it's always over. It's never 10. Unless you're shooting an arrow, apparently.
Yeah.
He looks at me and says, you're asking an awful lot. I'm not supposed to. I don't really know who you are. You can come by with someone of repute. I'm sorry, sir. He looks at Graham. I don't know who you are either. I can't really answer any questions that you with permission.
You keep cutting out. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, of course. Sorry, I didn't mean to be nosy. Just, I've never seen a westerling before, and they're so interesting, to be honest. I feel so racist right now.
There's one in the court. I think you heard the prophecy is coming into town, right?
Really?
Yeah, apparently Naren's hosting them here. It's word around the court. I've heard there's a westerling here. I haven't seen him. Unless you don't think it's the same westerling that brought in, right?
The westerling of the prophecy? I wouldn't think that one of the prophecy.
Wait, Jack, can I quickly just stop you just for a sec? Because I think I know why you're cutting out so much.
So yeah, he what are we talking about?
The westerling. He says there's one in the court,
Yeah.
and he asked me if that's the same one. I was like, no, it can't be. Like, they're part of the prophecy. I wouldn't
Yeah.
think so.
Of course not.
That would
Naren would
have
never.
been a huge deal.
Naren's a good man. He wouldn't do that.
No, of course.
That's why he's helping them.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I gotta say, this is the best job I've ever had.
I can imagine.
Beats cleaning the latrines, if you know what I mean. And he winks at you again, as if you're supposed to know what that means.
I don't.
You're confused if he means it literally or if he's trying to make like a metaphor. It's all very confusing.
And I'm gonna, seeing as I probably can't get any further with this, I'm just gonna like kind of rub the back of my head, kind of break his nose, kind of like rub the back of my head inconspicuously again, and just like, gotta be quite honest, I did get turned around, and I just wanted to ask you if you knew anything out of my curiosity. Have a good day, sir.
You too, fine, sir. Feel free to come back anytime. As you can see, I'm always free to chat.
Of course. I'm gonna... You gave me an idea.
If you ever want to hear about the sewers of Penright, just come on back.
Sewers of Penright. Anyway, I'm gonna turn around and kind of wave to him and walk away, and hopefully Graham follows.
Graham follows with you, and he looks at you, Roke, and he says, "Nicely done." I don't think he was supposed to tell us about those doors.
Sorry, I just thought of something. Does he know about the DORE? The door. Do you know the video?
No, I don't.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, where he's like, does he know about the DORE? Anyway, interesting that they didn't want him to be seen being brought in. They definitely were up to something.
Yes. My suspicions only grow. And then we'll cut away to the next
Cut
film.
away. To Tariq.
To Tariq.
Me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, to catch you up, the party's just gone back to the keep and is doing odd jobs around the castle to try and scrounge up some coin, just so you guys have some spending cash available to kind of give you guys a little bit more financial independence from Naren. And Graham walked off to go investigate about this westerling who was murdered. Because he wants to make sure Naren is brought to justice if he did in fact murder an innocent man. Junia walked off to the training grounds, and Roke also walked off in a random direction, similar one to Graham. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do right now in the keep? Perhaps in the castle grounds as a whole? There is like a moat, and there's like some gardens outside, and a courtyard. There's walls.
Walls, you say?
Lots of walls. There's like several layers of walls getting in here. There's like walls that separate like the wealthy district from the poorer district, and then there's walls that separate the castle from the district.
All right.
Pierre, you're also with Tariq right now. If you guys would like to do something together, or
Sure,
just like hang out in your. Oh, yeah, Pierre, by the way, off screen, went and talked to a servant and was telling him that he needed to make sure that Naren got the message that the prophecy wants to meet with him as soon as possible when he gets back. And the servant said he'll take care of it. Isn't that wonderful?
I don't know about you, Joey / Tariq, but I was really looking forward to tracking down Naren's cleric, if he has one, in his keep.
Oh, yes.
Or
I would enjoy that.
whoever his medical officer is, because I know he has something. But yeah, that's what my current goal is.
I do agree that the cleric must pay.
Take his job. I'd like to start by asking maybe the same courtier who I told to like round us up. If Naren has a court cleric.
The same servant. Yeah. So you're Yuxin says, no, there's no cleric. You mean the pink robed people, right?
Is there a different cleric you're thinking of?
No, I don't think so. I'm just making sure. No, I've never seen someone with pink robes in the castle. I've been working here for coming on, must be 10 years by now.
Who's Naren's physician? Who looks after him?
I don't know. That's above my pay grade, sir.
Do you know who could answer me that?
Well, and by the way, just this guy does know that you're part of the prophecy.
He's authority.
Well, talk to his council.
Ooh, is the rotund advisor here?
Could look around for him.
I have his name. Hold on, I got it. It's in my notes. His name is Florence Niece. I want to look around for Florence Niece. That guy will tell me.
Do you want to ask this guy about this servant about him?
Where's Naren's advisor Florence Niece? I need to see him.
Oh, the Castellan.
Yes, I need to see the Castellan.
Well, where would he be right now? Yes, Naren usually leaves him in the castle when he goes out. So about now he's.
Why is that?
Well, he's the Castellan. He takes care of the castle when Naren's not here. He's sort of in charge when Naren's gone.
Okay.
Particularly in defenses and whatnot.
Okay, cool.
He's either in the hall or in his room, I would imagine. Would you like me to fetch him for you, or
yes, I do.
Perhaps I could bring you to him. I'm not sure if he'll accept me fetching him. If he says no, I can't really bring him to you.
Tell him that the prophecy of the Awakening wishes to see him. Go tell him that.
Yes, sir. And he bows to you and then turns. How far Pierre has risen from being a lowly, impoverished peasant orphan boy in the streets of this city to giving orders in the castle. The servant disappears up a set of stairs. It's sort of in the same direction as your rooms. Disappears up more stairs and just vanishes into the castle. Actually, before he leaves, he also asks you, where would you like to meet him?
Here, in the court center, which is, I imagine, near, like, the chair and shit.
Very well. Yeah, he disappears, and about,
Wait, can I ask, can I talk to Tariq while he's gone?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. As he leaves to go fetch Florence, I looked at Tariq, and Pierre looks at him and he goes, "So, you've been pretty quiet ever since, that guy died."
Yes, it's shaken me. He didn't deserve it.
No, I mean...
Poor people.
I didn't even know that there was someone here besides you or Jirok. I mean, it's a big city, but...
Neither did I.
Are you gonna be okay?
With time, yes. But, I think the best thing to do now is go out and look for some heads.
Whose heads exactly? I need to get a handle on your motivations here.
Anyone who hurts my people.
Okay.
Is that not the cleric you were talking about?
How do we feel about Naren?
Is that the person who killed that person?
Out of character, yes. Naren is the guy who ordered the execution of the westerling, who we don't know the name of.
He's like the Lord of
Yes, yes, him. I want him dead.
Okay. Let's work you down from wanting to kill Naren to work with him, and then you get to never think about him again. Would that be a reasonable exchange? You get something out of it. You don't kill anyone. We don't go to jail. We'd probably be worse than going to jail, honestly. You and me, we would be like sharing the 2 feet radius of the gallows together as the noose is slung around our neck and we choke as our necks break. So all I'm saying is I know you feel this way, but, I mean, look at the bright side. Drock's not dead, as far as we're aware. We can still find Drock, and you can still see him. There is a westerling still in the city, ideally. That's not you. Let's try to look at the bright side of things. Also, we don't actually have any proof now that Drock has even did it, because they didn't even find him.
True.
And there could be, we just saw, there was another westerling, who could have been the person to have actually done this. Now, why the hell it has turned out this way, I don't know, but just bear with me. as much as I'd rather not focus on this, I understand that you need this, and I'm willing to give it to you, but you just got to give me some time.
For me.
Okay. And then we will wait for Florence.
Yes.
About 15 minutes pass, and the servant returns down the staircase, and about 5 to 10 steps behind him, the rotund advisor Florence Nice follows down, and you see he's standing up on a balcony, and he leans over the balcony, and he calls out, "Why'd you want to meet down here for? Come on up. My abode is your abode."
Pierre will nod his head and make sure Tariq is following along as he walks up to the steps to the balcony.
And so you follow the servant up the stairs, and as the servant's leading you, Florence turns back and goes, "Shoot, boy, we don't need you anymore." And the 40-year-old man turns and leaves. And you follow Florence up several sets of staircases, up into, and he leads you to one of the towers of the castle, and leads you up the stairs. He says, "I know, I'm sorry. It's a lot of walking. It keeps me fit, though. A man of my disposition." He pats on his giant belly, and then you finally arrive towards the top of the tower. And you see he's got this large circular room. He's got a messy bed, and a wooden desk with a finely crafted chair in front of it with papers and maps sprawled about. And you see he's got maps of Penright and Eslandry along it. And you see, in particular, one map stands out. Both of you roll IQ. Pierre, actually, both of you roll IQ.
Me?
Yeah, you
both
as
of you.
well. I rolled a 7,
okay.
and
Making
that
sure.
is a success of 5.
Alright, sorry. I don't
Nope,
have
that's a
any of
success of 6. My bad.
I don't have the fucking documents up. That's my bad.
You all good? I think your IQ's 10, so if you just roll, we can just compare.
18.
What?
Oh no, it's a D6. It's a D6. Fuck.
What'd you roll, by the way?
I rolled this. I just googled D20 because oh my god. Give me. Where am I fucking going? 3D6. 3D6.
Yeah, you gotta roll. There you go.
Okay, cool. Pierre, you recognize the map as and the drawings on it. It's a map of Penright and the surrounding area, and it seems to be some sort of defense plan. Based off of the drawings and the markings, and you recognize some of the symbols from your days in the Navy. Meaning some of the symbols represent troop types and troop movements and numbers and positioning, and the way that the arrows are drawn. You remember some officers in your time in the Navy and perhaps captains on the ships you served on may have made similar drawings and taught you some of what some of it meant from their time studying naval warfare in Esther. So you guys arrive. He walks over to a finely crafted wooden table with these engravings all over, and you see in the center is engraved the symbol of House Heir 2. Actually, it's actually a different symbol.
The niece.
Yeah, it's a symbol of
It's a magic carpet with a man sitting on it.
There's a it's like a white flower with a red background. It's like an orchid, and you see that sigil is engraved and colored into the middle of the table. And he sits down, he walks over and he grabs 3 cups. 3 metal goblets, and places them down. And he grabs a big flagon. You hear liquid swishing around inside, and he pours out this deeply red wine into each of the goblets, and holds 2 of them up and offers them out to you.
I'll take it.
And he takes a sip, and we'll just assume he takes it too. And he picks up the 3rd one, and he offers out to you and says, "Cheers." and clinks glass or goblets with you, and then takes a big gulp. He actually gulps down the entire thing and slams it down. And says, "You know, the best part of being born noble is the wine,
Yeah?
and maybe the women.
Wine and women, yeah. Well, that's great to
That's what
hear.
life's all about, right?"
Pierre literally doesn't say anything to that. He just looks at him. I came to discuss some serious matters, Castellan.
Oh. He looks around, looks at you. You take interest in the way that he looks at the walls and looks at you. Is something the matter? You see he refills his goblet with wine.
Your position of Castellan. You're pretty close with Naren, I imagine.
I taught him how to hold a sword when he was a wee lad. You know, he's surprisingly good with one. He's no Jarlin or even Flay, but he can hold his own.
Are you nervous at all about how our predicament may come with...
He shakes his head. I have complete faith in our Duke. He may come off a certain way, but he really does have all of us in his mind. He's thinking of all of us. And, well, he might be the smartest man I've ever met, and I've been around a while. I grew up with his father, and trust me, he's a much better Duke than his father. His father was no slouch either. But Naren, it's been a privilege to serve him.
And likewise, me and the rest I represent, we were very looking forward to whatever endeavors we serve with Naren, the rightful Duke, of course. However, it has appeared to me that our journey has the utmost importance in the context of the greater things in Eslandri, and I'm in dire need of more information on when our job is over.
Well, I'm not privy to such conversations. I'm sorry to say. He hasn't talked to his council much about y'all. He's kept that mostly to himself in his very, very inner circle.
Wait a minute.
Sad to say, but yes?
Inner circle, meaning that he has other advisors, you're not involved.
All of his advisors, we all have certain specialties, and information is kept very tightly around here. It's held tight to the chest. Every man has his secrets. Duke's more than others. Naren's very careful about his. If I needed to know, I would. I'm in charge of defense, primarily, administration, management of the castle, the estate, sometimes his personal finances, but matters like his plans with you, I'm not privy to such conversations, but my understanding is he's going to be helping you sometime soon. He's spoken to me briefly about it, that we'll probably need to find a way to scrounge up a small force to escort you.
That is correct.
He's told me to not worry about it yet, but that in the future I'll need to start making the necessary arrangements.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that it was at least spoken about. I'm curious, while we're here. I caught wind that Naren doesn't keep a court cleric, which, for a man of his cautiousness...
yes, noticed.
A man of his cautiousness, I'm not entirely surprised he wouldn't allow a third party in his keep. Does he actually not have a physician, or is it one of those secret
He has a
advisors.
physician, but well, his physician doesn't wear pink robes. In fact, brings him. Thinky. His physician doesn't wear pink robes. Naren has always found it silly that clerics, well, wear such bright and unique clothing. He says that they make themselves targets, especially in dire times such as these. Were there forces seeking to sabotage us, our medical personnel would be prime targets. Were someone to be seeking to do something harmful to Naren or to Penright, they would likely be snooping around the castle, seeking out our physicians.
Yes, they would. Listen, Castellan. I'm worried, if anything, that Naren isn't looking for us to finish the job. If anything, I'm worried that Naren has plans to keep us around for even longer. And I'm okay working with Naren, but I like to run a tight ship. And as you know, or as you should know, with these defense plans he points out, hell shall reign if we don't hurry. Your keep relies on that.
Roll diplomacy -1.
I succeed by 3 actually.
I don't know the timeline he has in mind for y'all, but to be honest, I know the man, and well, between you and me and you, he points to Tariq, I don't think he quite likes y'all very much. I'm sure he'd be happy to get rid of you as soon as he can. I don't think he's looking to keep you around any longer than he has to. I mean, he's feeding you for free. He's bathing you. He's housing you. Those rooms ain't free. That food ain't free. The beds ain't free. Baths certainly aren't. All the water, the servants.
I hear you, and we're gracious guests, all of us.
I understand your concern. I can speak to him and ask him when he intends to consider your work done.
Well, that was easy. Thank you, Castellan, and I reach out my hand.
Please. He holds up his goblet.
I get the goblet and I...
Cheers. Here in Penright, these men of nobility seal deals with drink.
I'm sure
Not
they
with another handshake.
I'm sure they do, and Pierre doesn't take a sip and he puts it down at the desk and then gets up and walks out.
He seems puzzled as you turn, and Tariq just follows along, confused as to what's going on. She's like, why is everybody in a big castle, and what's a castle? What's going on? All right.
So the only person who made money was Junia. Honestly, very good job.
But I think everyone has gained, the other two groups have gained information, which is also valuable.
Yes.
Surprisingly, we were all productive this time around.
All successful.
I just need to separate us more often like that, and I can we'll just beat the campaign. Simple as that.
I don't know if you saw this, Jerk, but I thought it'd be really funny if Junia rolled low, Roke was walking by and Junia hit him in the leg and he's screaming in pain.
Okay, so Pierre, you make your way to the and Tariq, you make your way back to the center of the court. And after waiting for a few minutes, you see Roke and Graham walk back in. Junior, do you want to still be out in the yard, or you want to rejoin as well? I'm fine with either, but I can see you and Flay kind of hanging out for a while if you want.
Yeah, I'd expect Junior to hang around for a while. Also, the other two fanboys, absolutely. Junia would take so much pride in just seeing those two people just like going.
Junia, we'll come back to you then.
Yeah.
You've been telling Flay about your life story. You've been chatting with him. You guys have been talking, and he says, you know, I really shouldn't have offered you a silver. I should have
No, Jack, you're free. You're frozen.
known better.
Jack is gone. Oh, you're back.
He says, I really shouldn't have wagered a silver. I feel real bad losing it. I should have known better. How about we find a way for me to get it back off you?
Oh, God, no. You can't do this to me! You can't do this to me, Jack! Oh, fuck.
Dude just starts freaking out. You can't do this to me!
Now... Oh, fuck, this is hard. I finally have a success, and I can make it a bigger success. Oh, I'll just stick to it as how it is. How do I say it?
How about this? Pick any target. I'll hit it. 1 silver. And you see, he pulls another silver out.
Oh, God.
Any target. Any in the house.
See, the issue is, unlike you, I'm pretty confident in your skill.
Any target.
Now, the real evil thing is I just point one of the fucking new recruits as a target, which he can't shoot. Obviously, he wouldn't shoot for a silver. But that's stupid, and that's evil. No.
Do what you want, bro. Little bro.
No. I feel bad if I say that.
How about this? You seem uncomfortable.
No.
Uncomfortable wagering money. How about a friendly game then? He plops the coin in the bag. Any target. And we'll both shoot at it. Whenever we miss, we gotta take a drink. And you see he points over to a barrel in the distance.
Oh, fuck. Now I don't even have a choice if I want to do it or not.
In other words, roll alcoholism.
Okay, I succeeded technically, actually.
Right.
So I won't necessarily go on a binge, but I can still
no
drink.
law only.
Yeah, I won't go crazy about it.
Alright. You don't have to binge.
Alright. You know what? I can do that.
Alright.
I can do
You
that.
start, you pick the target, I'll shoot.
Okay.
Just remember, whatever you pick, you gotta hit too.
Aye.
He looks over the other two. Now you two ain't playing because you two can't hit shit. You'll just get drunk after 4 shots. So you'll be handing out the drinks. Pull the keg over. Pour out 2 drinks. And the other two just look at him kind of despondent. Roll the keg over.
So we're outside, right? In a train field?
Mm-hmm. You're there's kind of a balcony-ish. Like you're on like the walls of the castle that overlooks like the courtyard and the moat and the exterior walls to the castle.
Okay.
There's you can see also the roofs and there's towers and all sorts of.
Any
things.
flags around?
Yeah, there's flags around with the Air 2 sigil.
All right. So you see that banner right there? I probably around the wall, would assume a bit high.
Okay, yeah.
Let's go for a high shot. About the middle of it. We'll be a bit more generous because of the distance.
Pythagorean
How's that
theorem
sound?
time, baby. Bust it out.
Wait, are you shooting the banner
Yes.
of Marin?
Yes.
That is so disrespect. That is disrespect,
Bro.
dude.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of
But
badass,
if
though.
Flay does it too, that's all I'm saying. There's nothing bad with me. If he agrees.
Flay looks at you and smiles and says, "All right."
Behind the banner is actually a window, and it's go right through and hit Rika.
He rubs his hands together, cracks his fingers, rolls his neck, stretches side to side, stretching out his arms. He reaches out, he grabs his bow. You see on the side of his bow, the letter F has been engraved into it.
I should do that.
And he takes an arrow off out of like a crate on the ground. He knocks it. He pulls slowly, closes one eye, and focuses in. Then he closes both eyes, and his breathing slows and slows, and he seems to be completely focusing. And then he points directly up and shoots directly into the sky. He looks up, he looks down at the other two, and he says, "I'd move if I were you." And they're looking at each other, and they look up, and they see the arrow coming down, and they jump out of the way just in time for the arrow to stick into the ground where they were standing.
So he missed.
And he looks at you, and he smiles, and he says, "Looks like I missed." And he grabs the mug of ale and begins and chugs it all in one go and slams it down.
Go
Your
to
turn.
Junia session. Oh my god, she's gonna nail this. You got this, Junia.
Okay. So you're going easy on me, is that it?
You should have
See.
wagered money.
Part of me wants to be your drinking buddy right now. Everyone part of me has pride. I grabbed the brand new silver coin I just got and and flip it.
And before you do that, he looks at you, he says, "How about this? Let's change the game. If you miss, you can't drink."
You know what? I'll take you on that one.
He
All
reaches
right.
out his hand, clasps it with yours.
Alright, fuck it. So, target
Junior's just
is...
broing out.
Huh?
Junior's just broing out.
Yeah, why the fuck not? 5, alright. I no matter what, I'm pretty sure I got it.
You could have.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even figure out how far it was really quick.
Yeah, no, it's just gonna... I'm pretty sure 5 just works.
Junior, you knock the fucking arrow in the bow. You lock in again. You pull back. And focusing for seconds. Release. It sails through the air. A gust of wind catches it. And moves it just an inch. And it lands directly in the center of the banner, right where the dagger stabs into the rat. Sticks into the side of the wall. The back of the arrow wobbles where it hit. And Flay looks at you and says, well done." He picks up the mug and holds it out to you.
I smash my mug with his. I take a swig.
Yeah, he just fills it again and takes another swig anyways, yeah.
Hell yeah.
You guys
You know,
keep
you gotta
out.
teach me how you shoot so precisely. It's pretty fucking impressive.
Maybe one day.
Alright, we
This
can
is
cut to
really
the other
proper.
people in the party. What?
This ain't really the proper place to do it. But I'll teach you one day.
I won't say no to that.
And we cut away back to the rest of the party.
Woo!
Tariq and Roque and Pierre and Graham.
Junia locked the
Are-
fuck in this session, dude.
It turns out that when her armor isn't broken, she actually is a goated archer. Just not when Tariq's on a mare. So
The
four of
stakes
you
always have to be
reconvene.
really low. The stakes have to be low for
The target has to be not moving and not threatening.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be a perfect like NYPD officer.
Oh, that's good.
Oh fuck, Jack.
Um,
Why the fuck is Asher in the Shadow Realm?
Don't have
Why not?
so okay, so the rest of you, the four of you, reconvene at the center of the keep. What would you like to do? Graham will stay silent.
I point directly.
Thanks, Graham, for supporting me.
I point directly at Rogue. All right, what were you up to?
Ran into this doofus over here. No, I'm
Graham
not gonna
doesn't
say
look
that.
offended.
No. Ran into this guy while I was looking for something to do. I thought I'd stick with him so he doesn't get lost again. I kind of lower my voice to get kind of close to Pierre, and I say, "We already knew this, but Naren definitely did not find the right guy for the person who burned Carmen's camp."
Yeah, I was afraid of that. I mean, I also kind of expected it, but yeah.
One of the guards saw this westerling being brought in, screaming he was innocent through, I put my fingers in quotation, the third door.
Well, I mean, guilty people say they're innocent too, in all fairness.
Yes, he said all of those people say that, but the third door is for people who they don't want anyone to know that they're in jail.
Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. You do see Pierre kind of like immediately like, all right, wait a minute. How confident do you feel that you could like get in there?
Pretty confident.
Pretty
Tariq
confident.
also has some stealth, by the way.
Like what? Okay, theoretically, let's say at night. This is Pierre speaking.
At night?
At night, you and Tariq try to sneak in. Just to like
Me
see
and
if
Tariq.
see if there's any sort of.
Who said anything about sneaking?
Oh,
I mean, friends with the guy at the front door. He said, "Come by anytime."
Okay, well, that's
Just if he's still there, then
okay.
You
Well,
know,
yeah,
pretty
well,
easy.
that's assuming that there's a guard rotation. You should still take Tariq anyway, just in case there is a guard rotation.
well, I mean, like I can check to see if he's still there, and then if not, I can grab.
Okay,
Tariq.
okay.
There's only one guard, but it's a long hallway with only that door at the end of it.
Unless I call you off tonight, you can do that.
Okay.
Me and Tariq, I pointed to Tariq, we went up to the Castellan's chambers, and we met with him, and it seems like we're going to try to expedite the process of us getting out of Penright. He said he'd speak to Naren, which I hope is okay. It also turns out that Naren doesn't have a court cleric, and instead he has a private physician that no one truly knows the identity of, or at least the low levels in his court don't. I don't know, I just thought I'd mention that just in case, things go south, which they may. Anyway, just keep doing what you're doing. Naren should be here at any moment. Maybe we could find Junia. Let's actually all go search for Junia.
I'm gonna turn to Graham really quick, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be like, Graham, I know it's gonna be hard to give this up about the Westerling, but if something goes wrong, you have to listen to Pierre. We have to take Naren's deal.
Roll diplomacy.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Before you roll.
Mhm.
He looks at you and says, "Why?"
Because what I mean by going wrong is that Naren doesn't want us here anymore. Because if we push it further, then he's going to come after us, and we're not going to have time to set up a deal with your other friend. So if he's pushing us to get out of the city, then we're going to have to take it.
All right, roll diplomacy +1.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty good argument.
Success of 5.
He puffs, sighs, he looks away from everyone, and kind of looks down to the ground and says, "Okay.
I'm not giving up on it yet, though.
All right, good. Glad to hear that you're ready to be a member of the prophecy. Anyway, let's go find Junior.
As you say that, Junior, what do you say as you stumble in?
Hey, Pierre!
We were so close.
Hey, Pierre!
Oh, no.
I walk in, slightly tipsy, and I flip the silver coin to Pierre. Here you go.
How did you?
I got you something.
Okay, I need to figure out how you also. So first of all, how did you earn this while being drunk? I feel like you should have earned this, then spent it to get drunk, not the other way around.
Clay and I had a little wager, and I won it. And then we had a wager, and then every time I hit a shot, I took a swig. So
It's just
That
arrows
was-
all over the trigger.
yeah, that's what I'm imagining. Flay and I just shot everywhere.
Oh,
Can
we- like Naren's gonna be here at some point. Like GM, how drunk does she seem?
She's not super drunk. Maybe. I don't know.
more than tipsy? You know what, Junior? Roll
Oh god. Okay.
HT to see how much you resisted.
Yeah, that's fair. Failure of 2.
Yeah, she's not hammered or anything. She's not blacking out. But she's had several full mugs of ale.
Let's just have you just try to sober up, okay? Give it
Alright.
give it your all. I believe in you. Just oh my god. How about you and Flay like get something to eat? Like I know it's kind of past lunchtime, but you guys should like go have something to eat, I suppose. Maybe we all could. Have some early dinner maybe.
Or lunch, yeah. Oh, I guess you guys had lunch at the stands, yeah.
Yeah, I could go for early dinner, honestly. Training kind of wore me out.
What'd you do?
About
You drank or shoot more
well-
arrows?
About one. You see her counting on her hands. 16 ounces? Maybe? No, sir. Wait, was it 17?
Ales or arrows?
Arrows.
That would imply
After the
that you took like a
after
drink.
the 5th. No, after the 5th ale, I started missing a lot, so I couldn't drink anymore.
Unfortunate.
Oh, that's so funny picturing you guys broing out, like getting so drunk. Shooting literally, like, it's like you're just shooting death weapons all across the keep and just missing because you guys were fucking hammered. Oh, I love that. It's the cutest moment this campaign has had in a while.
Yeah. All right, let's have some dinner and stuff. Talk
All right,
about our conversions.
You guys head to the kitchen is near the dining area. Or would you like to? Yeah, how would you like to try and acquire food?
I mean, I imagine a keep of this size kind of has like like obviously they have the rotation of meals each day, but they have like a bunch of stuff that like is always ready to be eaten.
They have stores. They have a kitchen that you could ask to cook you stuff, or you could also ask. You could try to ask stuff to be delivered to your rooms or wherever you want to eat. Or whatever.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'll go up to one of the courtiers in the kitchen area and then try to get their attention, flag them down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get the attention of selling middle-aged man in pretty not super upper echelon clothing, but he seems to be wealthy, maybe not noble.
Is my clothing? Does my clothing make? Is my clothing more noble than his?
I don't. That's kind of. I would picture your clothing like low nobility, similar to his.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to him and say, as you may or may not know, the prophecy of the prophecy of the Awakening is currently stationed at this court. I'm hoping that you could have a little bit of food delivered to us. We are all very hungry from our day out in Penright.
Yes. All right. I can make that happen. What would you like?
I turn back to look at the gang plus Flay and go, all right, guys, what do you want? Like, it's fucking
What sounds like
McDonald's,
about it?
fucking McDonald's drive-thru. What do you guys want?
Can I get a double burger?
You guys all order your various meals, and the courtier says, "Okay, I'll take care of it." And you see him into the kitchen.
I order a very traditional Penright stew.
Bread.
It's got lots of beans in it.
It's got lots of beans.
Bread. Butter.
Junior just really craves bread. That's it.
All right, and yeah, where are you guys planning on taking your meal?
Maybe like a spot, like a private area in like the dining hall, just so we don't have anyone interrupting us while we eat.
Okay, yeah. You guys can also go to like your rooms, or there's other I guess you don't know to keep that well, but there's your room, and there's like other rooms that you've met Naren in, but you don't know if you should use those.
No. Go eat in Naren's room.
Yeah, okay, so you guys get in your own little private corner of the dining hall, and after, food is brought out in increments as it's cooked. So the fresh baked bread is brought out to Junia. It's still hot, and little cakes, little tarts, fresh fruit and vegetables, and your stew is brought out. Pierre it's filled with lots of a combination of rice and beans and carrots and celery and potatoes, with some spices and peppers, and yeah, you'll have a nice delicious meal. Yeah, you have a nice delicious meal. How would you guys? Would anyone like to do anything while you're eating, or say anything while you're eating, or just general chit chat as you're eating? Raise any questions, concerns, points, stories, jokes.
So any of you made money as well?
No.
Oh.
Good job, Junior.
Junior, you did a really good job. Actually, what I had done, I'd spoken to the Castellan with Tariq, and we learned some information. We possibly, very likely, might have expedited the process of getting us out of here. And Roke, you can tell Junior what you did.
Yeah, me and Graham just went and talked to the guard outside the jailers and got to learn a little bit more about that westerling. He, definitely something not right with that. That's all I'll say.
Well, so we all did a whole lot of talking, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
You guys can smell the alcohol from Junior's breath. She's munching on some bread. Fresh.
Alright. Well, I know what I want to do. And Junior just starts fucking munching bread. Like, just the munchies just happen.
Okay. So you guys eat for about half an hour or so. Finish eating. Nothing much happens. The dining hall's pretty sparse. You don't see anyone of note passing through. There's a few other soldiers and courtiers during these hours. Like the non-prime dinner hours. It's usually like the lower members of the court eat their dinners either really early or really late, whereas the prime hours are when the nobles and esteemed guests eat. So you're right now you're mainly eating with soldiers and others, some servants and courtiers. Yeah, so after you finish eating, anything particular y'all would like to do? Say it's like 4 p.m. right now.
Do you guys
About
have
20
any?
hours.
You guys have any specific ideas of things that you either want to do personally or that you think that we should do?
It's 4 p.m.
Junior rummages her hand in her backpack and pulls out the helmet. Anyone want that, or should we just sell it?
What's a helmet?
That one helmet that she got from after killing the guard. It's still a little bloody.
I'll trade.
I have it noted down.
I'll trade you
It's
for
a pot
it.
helm.
I'll trade you for it.
Oh?
You want to
I was
trade?
just gonna give it, but sure, I'll trade.
I'll give you 1 pint of oil for that pot helm. And a torch.
Sure, you can have it. Go.
As these two were like bartering with their items, I'm just gonna be like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk to that same long hallway with the jailers. I'm just gonna peek around the corner and see if it's the same guy.
It is.
It is the same guy? Okay.
Yes.
I'm just gonna walk back to the table then. Just curious.
You come back to the table. Rogue, as you're walking back, you hear lots of movement coming from outside, and you hear the whinnying of horses and lots of talking and noise, and you see the you look out of like the main like entrance, the giant entrance doors to the castle, and you see Naren flanked by lots of his guards, including Jarlin, entering the keep. The
Okay.
rest of the party is still eating, though.
Am I closer to the party or Naren?
You're equidistant. You would have to go into the dining hall, but it's not super far.
I don't know if I should. I should probably tell the party first, because so they could prepare not to be eating food when he's here. I'm gonna go back to the dining hall, and I'm just gonna tap Pierre on the shoulder and just be like, "Naren's back."
All right. Let's lock in and get really fancy and presentable.
I'm not gonna get rid of
All right.
I go over to Junia and I just like I very quickly just like pat down parts of her like shirt or whatever that like may have gotten rumpled from being like
Pick off hairs and dust.
Yeah, pick off any hairs and dust and like slightly clean her up a little bit.
Before we head out, do I know like where my room is, or like I could tell someone?
Oh,
Like
like
to
you
bring
give
some-
directions to it? Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna go to like, I don't know how to describe this. Like one of the people that's like managing the food. Like if I were to ask for more food, I'm gonna tell them to send 2 mugs of ale to my room.
They say, right away, sir.
Thank you.
And about 15, 20 minutes later, you see a servant come out of the room holding 2 mugs of ale and walk out of the dining hall.
Okay. Good.
Some time has passed since you saw Naren entering. Let's say like 20 minutes. Didn't mean to do it on purpose. And some like soldiers and guards and courtiers have entered the dining hall, but Naren has not. But less than a dozen people have entered. Not very many.
I mean, yeah, we probably just stay in the court, just vibe it out.
Yeah, because I did have someone who was going to tell us. So,
how long? Okay, so another 40 minutes pass, and more people are beginning to file in as it approaches prime dinner hour, around like 6 p.m. And yeah, more like the lower echelon members of the court sort of file out as time passes, and you guys are sitting around, and they're sort of getting swapped out, and eventually some servants are coming around and taking orders, and you've seen more servants enter and go into the kitchen to begin working, and yeah, but still no sight of the Duke / Baron of Penright, depending on your persuasion, which way you swing.
To the gay side.
And how say another hour passes.
Jesus.
And you guys have been sitting around. Still no sign of the Lord. And most people are starting to get served around now. The dining hall has become filled. You see that Florence has taken his seat. Actually, none of Naren's council is in the room. Nobody is up on the dais. Not his daughter, none of his council. It's notably empty.
Wait a minute. Wait. I put my hand down on the table and just look at everyone. I don't feel good about this.
Me either.
How about, very quickly, I want everyone to go back to their room, make sure you have everything packed and ready to go. Just leave the backpack in your room. Just make sure everything's ready to go, and also keep something on you. Conceal a weapon. Just hear me out on this one, okay?
All right.
I get up and I leave, and I go back to my room, even though I have nothing to pack.
All right, everybody makes their rooms. By the way, Joey, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, cool. Cool. Everybody makes their way back to their rooms. Graham looks at you, Pierre, and he says, "What do you think is going to happen?"
I don't know, but I'm cautious. Remember what happened at that play? And I remind him of the play in Honored, where his family's friends died.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
Yeah, and not too long after that, the dinner with Nikki. I'm not willing to not be cautious anymore.
He looks at you with knowing eyes, nods in agreement. You guys all file off into your rooms. You want to say anything, Rob?
I'm gonna go up to Pierre, and I'm gonna ask him, Pierre, I have something I need to check on.
What?
It'll be like 10 minutes.
Are you leaving the keep?
I'll be in the keep still, but I'll be out by the dungeon.
Do you need someone to go
I'm
with
wondering
you?
if they brought... No. I'm gonna talk to that guy at the door if he's still there. And I'm gonna get really close and whisper that I wonder if they brought Carmen in.
That's good.
Or something like that.
That's good. That's good, actually.
And I'm gonna walk in the direction of the dungeon.
Wait, before you leave.
Yeah.
Here, I don't know how much space you have in your pockets, but if for whatever reason, you need to bail, like I said, if something happens, God forbid, you take this. And I hand him the cord of rope I have. I don't know how helpful this will be to you, but I feel better that you have it. You're more nimble than I am.
I'm gonna smile and take it and just kind of tuck it away into my coat. Thank you. I just had an idea. I just
stab for it.
Out of character. I just had an idea. I was like, something happened, and okay, you sent me that. I thought maybe Jack messaged me. I was like, oh, I'm onto something.
GM,
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna highlight everything in my document that I have on my person like I normally do. But is it okay if I wear my noble clothes, and does the male hauberk fit underneath the clothes?
Hauberk underneath the clothes.
Or it's a male shirt, like it's a chain shirt, sorry, not
Oh, no,
hauberk.
sure. Okay. Okay.
Like the thing Frodo wore.
Yeah, or like Bruce Bolton.
Or like, yeah, or literally
The
any...
noble clothes are... Here's what I'll say. You can, but it's because the noble clothes are like silky and very thin. It's visibly noticeable if someone were to like
Inspect me,
focus.
yeah.
And also can be heard by someone listening pretty closely.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I was just asking, like, could I feasibly make it work?
Yeah. I love picturing you getting back to your room. Pierre rips off his clothing. He's throwing his male shirt on. He's trying to fit it back over. Oh my god. You guys are gearing up for a war.
I'm just nervous as fuck.
Here, you put on your male shirt, and you hear a knock at the door before you even put your clothing back on.
Does the door have a way to identify? Like, does it have like a thing or anything
a
like
little
that?
like
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna look up from my bed and it's like, who's there?
You don't know my name, sir, but you asked me to tell Marin that you wanted to meet with him.
I'm gonna open the door and just peek my head out and look at him as like,
Before you do this, are you gonna put your clothing back on? Or
Yeah. I'm gonna put my clothing back on. Yeah, I'll tell him just a second, and then I open the door and look at him.
Peek the door open. It does look like the servant you were speaking with.
Ah, you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will be down in just a second.
No, sorry, sir. You misunderstood me, sir. Naren isn't meeting anyone today. He's apparently very busy. He's meeting with his council, and said he will be unavailable today.
He doesn't have time for the prophecy?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just a messenger. I didn't speak with him myself. It was a third party I spoke with.
Who'd you speak to?
Jarlin, the captain of the guard.
Is Jarlin in on that meeting?
I'm not sure, sir.
Okay. You're good to go.
He bows lightly and leaves.
I'm gonna go to that meeting spot that we still all promised to meet at.
All right. Where is the meeting?
Just like in the dining, just somewhere in the dining hall, I imagine.
Well, I'm not done my thing yet.
Oh yeah.
Right. We're going back to rope. Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to my room really quickly, and I'm gonna grab those 2 mugs of ale that I asked the servant to put in my room.
I love that.
Yes. And then I'm gonna like hurriedly walk down the hall. I'm guessing it's getting kind of dim in the hallway because it's getting kind of late. Not super dim, but like it's the sun's starting to set. Anyway, and I'm gonna check around the corner to see if it's the same guard by the door.
I mean, since it's summer, sun doesn't usually set to like 7, 8 p.m. right now.
Well, you said it was 6. I was assuming like it's starting to get.
Right.
Yeah.
Like 6. Yeah, I guess it's just starting. Yeah. But it's still pretty light out. Yeah, because it's like July. It's like the heat of summer. Don't forget, every day right now is like blistering hot.
I wouldn't think that the halls are super busy anyway. Right?
Yeah.
It's like dining time. Is it the same guy around the corner?
Roll luck. You're aiming for a 12 or less.
Oh, I rolled 3-6. Let's see.
A 0.
I got a 0. Success of 2.
All right.
Our party's
it is the
doing
same
great
man
today.
standing, sitting by the door. He looks up at you. He's his eyes light up and goes, "Oh, you're back."
Yes. Just came back from the dining hall, and I have to say, your offer about talking about the swimmers of Penright got me really interested recently. And I brought this mug of ale to share with you, and I handed it to him. I don't know if you're allowed to drink, but brought it as an offering anyway. Maybe you can have it later.
I won't tell if you won't. He winks at you.
I wink back, and I Can I put my mug up to cheer with him?
He cheers and he takes a big gulp and he sets it down next to like on the ground next to the stool. He leans back against the wall. He says, "You want to hear about the sewers, huh? Well, I'll tell you what. You'll never believe it, but it's the reason I got this job."
Really?
Yeah. Well, the sewers of Penright are a maze, a labyrinth is what we call it down there. It's easy to get lost. Men have been known to get lost in the darkness, and when their torch goes out, we find them the next morning or the next week. We'll find their corpse munched on by the rats and whatever looks down there. It's dark, it's dank, it's hell. But I'm the best navigator. The sewer's like the back of my hand. And seeing as how, they needed another guard that knew the sewers for the dungeons. And, well, my boss recommended me. I'll tell you what, this place beats the sewers, even if I have to trudge through there to get to the third door, if you know what I'm talking about. He winks to you.
I wink back. Say, has anyone... I'm guessing by what you said, you mean that the sewers, they connect to the dungeon?
You didn't hear it from me.
No, not from you, but I'm guessing that your expert knowledge, if anyone ever tried to escape into them, you could chase them down, find them yourself?
Listen, I haven't been in there very often, but trust me, nothing's escaping from there. Not even the rats.
You guards do fine work here, keeping all those criminals in their place.
Exactly, especially when I'm on watch.
Say,
He takes another swig of his ale.
I know you don't really see too much coming in through this door, but heard anything new come in? Just awfully curious about crime.
Well, you're the last two people I've talked to.
Really?
I guess unless you include your friend you had with you. But nothing's
He's
coming
not
through.
much talkative. I
Not
see.
like you.
Can't resist chatting it up with someone nice like you.
You got it. Well, tell me about yourself. Why are you so interested in the dungeons?
Well, where I'm from, I never really had a dungeon. If someone committed a crime, they were killed right in the square. Well, though that wasn't very often. From a pretty small village, so...
So we did that westerling that started that fire, right?
Oh, yeah. Just like that.
Where are you from? No dungeon.
I'm from
No dungeon in your castle?
No. No, I'm not from a castle. I'm from the south. I've been traveling, and Naren has me as his guest right now.
That's why you sound all funny, huh?
Yeah, that's why I sound all funny like. Say, you're from here, from Penright?
All born and raised.
It's a nice town you guys got here.
That's one way to put it. Maybe this part of town. I'll tell you what. Sewers are dangerous, but they might, after all, be safer than the streets. Especially nowadays. It's not as bad as during the Troubles back years and years ago, before my time, but I've heard some of the old folks talking about how it seems like we're heading towards a repeat of those days.
Well, hope things work out, especially with all this nasty false duke business.
The evil tree, we call him. Wow, there. And thank you for this ale, by the way.
No problem.
I think you're the kindest stranger I've ever met.
Really? Try to be nice to everyone, but it's hard to come by them.
No way making friends, eh? He holds the ale.
I cheer him again.
He finishes the rest of the cup and puts it down.
Say, how long you...
As you're talking,
Beautiful.
you hear the jangling of keys behind you as somebody's walking up, and the guy suddenly jolts up, right? And he jolts up off the chair, grabs his spear and stands and goes and is looking, and you see a man walking with he's got pale skin and a scar across his chin, down across his neck, and he's got a thick ring of keys jangling off his hip.
I'm gonna...
And the jailer the man approaches. What were you gonna do, son?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna, like, kind of pick up the mug. Well, he kind of set it down on the ground. I'm gonna kind of, like, pick up the mug, and I'm just gonna, like, really try to really rapidly, like, change what I was talking about. Be like, you said the bathrooms are that way? And I'm gonna, like, point behind me, like, trying to act, like, really sluggish and stuff.
He's gonna roll IQ. Bathrooms? We weren't talking about. Sir. Asher loves this NPC.
I'm gonna turn to the new guy.
How we doing, sir? How we doing, fine, sir? And the man walks up with the keys and he goes, "Not too bad. You got to transport a prisoner up. Not letting me in." The guard goes, "No, not problem at all. Of course not." And you see the man reaches into his shirt and pulls out a big key, and then unlocks the iron door and pulls it open. And the man walks into the door and closes the door and locks it.
Can I
Sorry about
see how intricate this key is?
Intricate? Fucking
Yeah.
no.
Okay, never mind. There's kind of like conflict. I don't know. I was just seeing like if it's
It's complicated enough that you're not going to be able to force.
yeah.
it.
Okay. Good.
Maybe if you conscript Graham.
No, I was just gonna say like
yeah.
I know like I think Tariq has lockpicking, so I was like I wonder if like
Yeah,
how hard it looks to lockpick. I mean, if we took out the guard that's in front of the door, we get the key anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I go through that process in my head, I guess.
You can look at lockpicking without him noticing.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say.
That's
Anyways.
Fallout type of shit.
Whew. I'm gonna kind of just give a sigh. I was
that
just like,
fella's,
oh.
That fella's trouble. I'll tell you what. He's he links in. Around here we call him the Bone Bender.
The bone bender.
You can surmise. You can guess why.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess if he's that scary, I probably shouldn't stick around too much longer.
No, that guy would have been like, "Do you want to know why they call him the Bone Bender?" It's because he bends bones.
Okay, sorry. What'd you say? It was?
I said I probably shouldn't stick around too much longer. I don't want to get you in trouble.
Oh no worries, no trouble at all.
Oh, really?
I love having the company. I'll be honest.
Okay, I'll stick around for a little bit longer then.
And you guys keep chatting and chatting
Mhm.
about things and learning about his life. He tells you about how awful the shit in the sewer smelled and everything, and he tells you about the largest rat he battled and how it bit him and he was sick for months afterwards. And but he in the end he won. He said he cut the bastard in half with his knife, and he took it home, skinned it, cooked it, and ate it. And he couldn't get out of bed for months after. He says it was the best fine damn tasting rat he's ever had. And after about like
Fucking like the Black Plague.
There's a knock at the door, and the man pulls out the key again, unlocks the door, opens it up, and you see the jailer walk out, and you see two armed guards squeeze their way through the door, just with mail. Actually, they're dressed in plate armor with helmets on and swords sheathed at their hips, and behind them is Carmen the healer being led forward.
I'm gonna as soon as like hearing the door, since I was kind of expecting this, I'm gonna like bow my head and kind of just make myself like unrecognizable and just stay silent, or try to make myself unrecognizable. How long has it been? Hold on. Let's see what I have. Body language, maybe? I don't know.
Roll like
I mean, she's probably not looking. She should like roll her perception as well.
My
it'll
opinion
be a
could be
contest,
acting.
I assure you. It's not disguise. I don't know. Just roll
Acting or sneak is what I'm thinking.
Just
I do
roll.
have acting.
contest of maybe stealth.
Just
in a way.
do a dexterity debuff with contest.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. It's like just roll DX -2 and the contest with her perception.
Okay, DX -2.
Yep.
I mean, okay. By the way, how long has it been? Just to like take into account how dim it is as
15
well.
years.
Okay, never mind. Not at all. Oh fuck. Failure of 3. Oh no, failure of 5 because it's -2.
You try to like conceal yourself, but you look up because you want to. You instinctively want to see if she's notices you, and you kind of tilt your head up to look at her, and that motion kind of attracts her vision. And she looks down. And you guys lock eyes, and her eyes widen suddenly, and she looks forward and walks, and
Behind them.
continues to follow the guards.
The prophecy's got spiders in every corner, man.
So this is the most effective the party has ever been.
I'm gonna just try to continue talking to the guy and kind of bring it to like a natural end of the conversation.
Yeah, okay. And then you're gonna return to the party, I imagine, in their rooms.
Yeah.
Alright. You return, knock on like all of the doors one at a time. All open
Actually,
up. Yeah?
I'm just gonna knock on Pierce.
Okay, just knock on Pierce.
This time.
Yeah. Pierre, you hear a knock at the door after it's been like 30 minutes, 40 minutes since you broke.
I have the hand on the hilt of my knife. Hello?
It's me. I say, Roke.
I peer the door open and let you in.
Like you let me in fully and close the door.
Yeah.
I kind of just like, you can tell I'm kind of nervous, and I kind of just like, no, no, Jack. I kind of just like lean in a little bit, and I just say, they have Carmen. I saw them escorting her out of the jail cell.
You see Pierre put his hands above his head. He's trying to like take a second to breathe. You definitely tell he's a little shocked. He didn't think they'd actually have her in anywhere near the dungeon. And he looks at you, goes, Naren, or more accurately, Jarlin said we're not meeting with Naren tonight. He doesn't want to see us.
Yeah, I was sitting. I'm sure you gathered from why I went over there. But I was wondering if the reason he didn't want to meet with us is because something fell through with his plans with Carmen.
They must have.
And
There's no way
I worry that what that means for us, because if he has no use for Carmen, what use does he have for us anymore? We failed him. Should we tell the others?
Let me think about it.
Because I know that Graham said that he may be able to help us get some money. Otherwise,
I don't know.
And
What would we even do? I mean, it's like if we.
I mean, yes, Naren's plan was better, going with Naren. But if he has new use for us, whether that be disposing of us one way or another, having money over nothing would be better. I may be getting too hasty. I am just a little nervous about what Naren plans for us.
Did it seem like Carmen was in, like, did it seem like was she in chains, or was...
Well, here's what I pieced together. She was probably brought in through the third door, the one where they don't want people to see. That door connects to the sewers. So they brought her through the sewers into the dungeon. Because the man at the door didn't see anyone come in. He said I was the only person he talked to in the past. In a little while. Or the only two people, whatever. But he hadn't seen anyone. And the person who went in and got her, apparently, very self-explanatory. The bone crusher? The bone snapper? He said he was not a very good guy. The bone bender. Not a very pleasant man, apparently.
Okay.
Bad news when he's around.
Okay, this is not ideal, because we've sort of worked ourselves into a corner here. At the moment, our party is essentially only focused on getting this Naren outcome. Working with him, I'm a little worried that may not be the case, because I think you're right. I don't think I don't think Carmen was brought here willingly, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine that she's okay with what Naren had done to the other westerling. My assumption is that she's going to be forced by Naren's hand to agree to the deal that they had come to terms to. If she doesn't, maybe they'll put the bone bender on her, I suppose, and get her to confess or agree to the plan. I can't imagine that she would willingly agree to work with him. It was one of the issues that I had been trying to theorize to get out of. How about this? All of us, we go take this money that we just earned, and let's go stay at a different place tonight, not in the keep. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. We only use a little bit of it. We try to keep it really cheap. Maybe we go back to the rusty mug, and we plan it out from there. I say we tell Junia, Graham, and Tariq the plan.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go get them and let's leave. Pierre,
It's on to you, Jack.
Pierre picks up his bag, and packs whatever items he needs.
Tariq and Junia knock comes at both of your doors.
Aye? Who's there?
It's Pierre.
Come on in.
Okay. This is on very short notice, but we need to leave the keep and go stay at the Rusty Mug.
Okay. That'll get right.
We'll explain more once we're all together and we're away.
Cut to Tariq.
Baron. Tariq.
Tariq and knock comes at the door.
Tariq, are you there? Joey Datavi.
Yes, I am.
A knock comes at the door.
Oh, I guess I was saying Tariq right there. Tariq, we're taking a night out. pack everything you have. Come with us.
Don't worry, I didn't pack much in the first place.
Yeah, I don't think we have much between the five of us.
Grabs the
pants.
awful short sword.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, and then is Graham in his room?
Yeah.
Find out. You knock on the door. You hear Graham go, "Hello."
It's Pierre.
The door swings open. Yes.
We gotta go.
Okay. He turns. He packs up all of his things. He follows you out. Once you guys are out of the keep, he turns to you and he says, "Where are we going?"
We're gonna go back to the Rusty Mug, or I guess we can go somewhere else. Maybe that Jarlin hasn't seen. We need to be away from the keep for now. We gotta plan out our next steps very carefully.
We could stay with that smith I've been working with. He's got enough space.
Pierre looks at Graham with an eye of aspiration. That's a really good idea. Let's do that.
Why are we leaving?
We have reason to believe that our lives may be at risk in the present, at the keep. And personally, as paranoid as that sounds, I'm not willing to take that risk. So I want us to be extra safe. I don't care what Naren says as a result of this, but I feel safer not staying in his keep tonight. We'll make up an excuse. We'll say we were at a party, or something like that.
Graham leads you all. It's about another hour walk. The sun has really begun to set now. The sky is sort of purplish blue and on one side and an orange yellow on the other. And he leads you to this smithy, and he knocks on the door. And the door opens. And there's this short, hunchbacked old man standing before him, and he goes, "Graham, back so soon?" And Graham speaks with him. And he turns and he says, "These are my friends I've been telling you about. We need a place to stay for the night. You think you have room for 5 more?" He looks around and he says, "It'll be cramped. And you got problem with sleeping on the floor?"
No, sirree.
Nay.
No, sir.
"Come on in." He leads you in. You see this rundown. It's decently maintained households, dust and hair on the floor, and you see some of the furniture is worn down and worn out. See the old man walks over, and you see he has a little cup of what seems to be some sort of hot liquid steaming out of this little wooden cup. And he looks at you all and he says, "You're just in time. I brewed too much tea. If any of you would like." And he holds up his teapot, and the end of it is steaming out of the...
Oh, absolutely.
100%. Yes.
Thank you.
He pours out 5 cups, takes the rest of the pot, and goes, just small little wooden cups. Basically twice the size of a shot glass. And hands you the tea. And it tastes warm and delicious and calming.
Roll HD not to burn your tongue.
I had to die of poison damage.
And he says, "Well, it ain't much, but it's home. There's plenty of space on the floor. It'll be a bit cramped, but there'll be a roof over your head. You won't be out on the streets."
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, yes.
And time passes.
I set up my sleeping fur.
So
I can actually sleep well.
What Pierre does is he sets out, he puts the map on the floor, the map of Eslandri. He puts it on the floor, and he grabs one of his candles and he lights it with the tinderbox, and he places it next to the map. And he looks at the party, And he says, "All right, me and Roke spoke shortly, but we just learned of some information that is the reason why we're all here right now. Roke, what did you learn? If you wanted to tell everyone."
Naren the Baron has Carmen the Healer as his prisoner.
That sounds pleasant.
Okay. Hear my logic. Carmen the Healer is a very respectable person in this community. In fact, he seemed very pleased to get the chance to work with her. The idea that he would take someone who is very valuable to the community, the people at heart, and risk everything to imprison her, maybe get her to work with him, means that us, a prophecy he probably doesn't even believe in, he's just using for political clout, that we are likely next in this elaborate scheme to get what he needs. Truthfully, I'm not looking forward to either outcome of us getting imprisoned or us getting killed. More accurately, I don't even think I'm comfortable just knowing this knowledge that Carmen's imprisoned. I would vastly prefer she's out of prison for a lot of reasons. She doesn't deserve to be there. And as much of what I just said about the westerling, I'd prefer if we could get her out, but I understand that this is a very tough situation we're in. So, I brought us all here, or I guess Graham brought us here, so he could be safe. I'm not sure.
I should say that we wanted to go visit where Graham was staying. After all, we just met him today again. It's not bad. Excuse.
Yeah, maybe we're helping out the blacksmith that is Smithy tonight. And we needed some time away from the noble culture because we're all scoundrels at heart.
Except Graham.
Yes, Rogue.
Hear me out on this. You know the city well.
I do.
What are you doing, Jack?
Oh.
You know the city well. This might be a long shot, but who would have plans to how the city was made? Specifically the sewer system.
You know, the guildsmen might. Because
Here, you also know how to get into the sewers.
I do? Oh yeah, I do.
Well, I mean, I guess rural area knowledge. Let's say rural area knowledge, just rural area knowledge flat. For knowing how to get into the sewers.
15 out of 15. Success of 0.
0? Okay, perfect. Yeah, you do know how to get into the sewers. You know where certain sewer grates are, and I don't really know how well medieval sewers work, but dump points and whatnot. You know how to get in.
Are you trying to wait, okay. Are you trying to get into the sewers, Roke?
Yes.
Okay. I'm guessing from there you also want to get to the third room. I'm guessing that's the theory.
Yes, but the guy at the door who said he was an expert at navigating the sewers. Now, actually, I want to ask you about how healthy eating rat meat is. That might have something to explain about how he spoke.
I don't know.
He said it was winding and confusing, and no one can find their way except a few select people. So I don't want to dive in there blind, mostly because we wouldn't know where to go. And the third door is probably guarded. But it was just an idea.
We're never getting this caught, are we?
Honestly, I feel like we're better off just stealing one.
Yeah, at this point.
I look at Graham. What did he think of this? Of saying we're gonna steal a cart.
You know, Graham, you didn't want to work for him. How does taking from him sound?
He shakes his head. Oh, stealing from there?
Yes,
I can get behind that.
Oh God.
Okay, how do you feel
It's just
about
an idea.
how do you feel about breaking Carmen out, Grim?
Bringing her out. I'm trying to remember how much Graham knows about her and has met her.
He
I don't think
knows.
it's
He's
too
pretty
much.
much never seen her except like execution, as far as I remember.
My only other plan that would be ethical would be to break Carmen out, and ideally, maybe she has some ties to get us access to stuff because we saved her. That's my only
We should
theory.
have just gone with the separatists. Oh.
He's still working for Naren. There's no escaping Naren.
Yeah, but the separatists at least have like some like influence that you can't just be kidnapped instantly.
Well, I mean, we just killed off fucking Carl. All of the separatists who wanted Naren dead. Everyone else is pro Naren.
Ugh.
This is too confusing.
I say, here's what we do: we sleep on it tonight. Tomorrow morning, we'll visit the keep. We'll see. Okay, first of all, we'll try to visit the keep. If we're allowed in, we'll be
No,
very
ignore
we'll
that.
be very careful. And we're going to if Naren refuses to talk to us, we come up with a different plan. If he does want to talk to us, we come prepared, we come ready, and we demand our exit. Sound capiche?
All right, fun that.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you for sticking with this.
Okay. A night passes. The old man lays out all of his extra blankets onto the floor for you and finds any extra pillows he has. It's certainly not as comfortable as your fine silk sheets and feather beds and the maybe the sheets aren't silk. You're not that in ribs that fancy, but your nice linen wool blankets and sheets and pillow covers and feather beds and pillows, but it's honestly probably more comfortable than the rusty mug, and pretty homey. And yes,
You can roll to restore HP.
You'd probably have a negative on that roll.
We haven't woken up yet.
Joey is deafened. Joey is
deafened.
All right, let's at him. Whoa.
I mean, right now we can start with you.
Yeah.
You have sleep, like you have nightmares and stuff, right?
Yeah. Am I? Hold on. Let me see if I'm.
You do not have an insomnia episode right now. I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm keeping track of that.
Well, I know I made a note as well. I don't think I am. Yeah, I'm not.
Joey is tootling Deltarune.
You sure? Because July 18th, it says 2 hours of sleep, or minus 2 hours of sleep, continue insomnia.
I'm not sure. I just have a note in my dog that says 7 days until next Rogue Insomnia episode. I think it's 6 days.
Okay.
Now, and it's
But it's not to roll for nightmares anyway.
Yeah, just roll for nightmares. I'll just say 5 days until your next Insomnia episode.
Okay, SSR 36. I keep typing C for some reason. I don't know why C is
just take care of that. We don't have time to like super role play it. Just let me know if you have.
I don't remember how to roll for nightmares. I got a 13.
Yeah, just figure it out.
Hello?
Joey, hello.
I Steam DM'd him.
Tariq is you guys are all going to bed right now.
Yep.
And I believe Tariq has a disadvantage, yes, called nightmares. Basically you just need to roll, and if you roll less than or equal to 12, you lose 1 FP for an entire day. Apparently that's it. Unless you roll critical failure.
Yeah, it's more of a role-playing thing, I remember. 24 nightmares. Sometimes it's so hard.
Basically just roll and see if you get a 12 or less.
Yep.
To see if you're struck by horrible nightmares in the night.
You make a self-control roll each morning upon awakening. If you fail, suffering nightmares cost you 1 FP that you can only recover through sleep.
No nightmares. Got
Tariq
it.
has a good night's sleep on the floor.
So I need 12 or less?
Yep.
So failure by 1.
You're down 1 FP for the day, Rogue, and have horrifying nightmares. You dream that you're in a cell, in a dark dungeon, deep beneath the earth. You haven't seen the sun in days. And you're spending weeks down here, and every night you're woken by the sound of keys jiggling as this door to your cell is unlocked, and the bone vendor walks in and approaches you with his various tools and lays them out, and stretches your skin and your limbs and bends your bones and scrapes off your skin. You're chained to the wall of the cell and unable to resist as he slowly, piece by piece, dismantles your body. And you wake up